Last second shot, score, pull up on the block.
Antoine Walker. What a shot by Antoine.
Score.
Yeah, there it is. He's an
Legendary
NBA
Shimmy.
champ, three-time All-Star, 12-year NBA vet. Antoine Walker is here. Thanks for joining us bright and early on this fine morning. Let's talk Celtics. We saw you there, 13-4, best record in the NBA. As far as Celtics starting fives go, where are you putting this one?
Of all time?
Yeah, I'm doing that.
I mean, that's too early for now. It's too early for that. The jury's still out. We got to see what they accomplish and if they can stay healthy all the way through. But I like this team. I like the makeup. I think adding Drew, was amazing to be able to get a guy like that with championship experience, a guy who's going to allow Jalen and Jason to still be great offensive players who's not going to get in their way and take shots away from them. So I love what they put together. I think they got a great chance to make a deep run, get to the finals, and hopefully win a championship. I love this team they put together.
All right, I know how Paul would answer this question, but you, Paul Pierce, that lineup, how would y'all fare against this version of the Celtics?
They're deeper than us. I got to be honest. They're deeper than us. They can go 8, 9 deep. When me and Paul was together, we probably was 6 deep.
Oh, man.
I mean, we probably played 6 guys. Me and Paul played 40, 42 minutes a night. We didn't have the depth that this team has right now.
Antoine, you were part of maybe the best draft class in NBA history in 1996. You, Kobe, Allen Iverson, Ray Allen, Steve Nash, Stephon Marbury. At the time, who did you think was going to be the top dog, the best player in that class?
Myself. I don't think arguably. I think we do have the best draft class. If you really look from top to bottom, honestly, if you go into the second round and guys that have been very productive in the league and had good careers, we probably do got the best class from top to bottom. But it's tough. At that time, you're thinking, for me, I'm feeling like it was a situation. You guys got to remember the Celtics had Len Bias situation that just happened. They had a really tough drafting tough. Dominique Wilkins had left the year before and went over to Spain. So for me, it was an opportunity of a lifetime to get an opportunity to come in and play. And I always tell people what was overwhelming for me, and was the best thing for me. Bird was still a part of the organization. Obviously, Red Auerbach was still around. And then you got Tommy Heinsohn doing TV. Then ML Carr is the head coach and GM. Dennis Johnson is the assistant. Casey Jones was the assistant as well. So I came into a situation where I was around number greatness, guys that knew how to win, wanted to win. So I was just a part of the first step in the rebuild process of getting the Celtics back to being a championship team.
All right, Antoine, you led the league in three-point attempts 3 different times while you were in Boston. Someone famously asked you why you shot so many threes. Do you remember your answer?
That was All-Star game after a rough night. It was All-Star weekend. I should say it was a rough night, so I was a little frustrated with the questions at the time. I didn't really want to be there, so I said, because it wasn't no 4s.
That's a good answer. I think it's so funny.
That's incredible.
I would laugh if somebody gave me that answer. Look, you were a man ahead of your time because now people are shooting threes left and right. Why did you shoot so many threes?
I was very lucky. Jim O'Brien became the coach after Rick Pitino left. And Jim O'Brien coached me in college. A lot of people don't know that. He was the head assistant coach at the University of Kentucky. So he knew my game really, really well. And he basically gave me the green light. He wanted me to shoot 8 to 10 threes a game. He thought that was a big part of what we could do spacing-wise. Me and Paul being on the same floor. That's what we had our success at. Because if you're going to double Paul, then you're going to leave me open to be able to shoot a 3. So it was just, I got to credit, Jim O'Brien for actually opening floodgates for me and allowing me to shoot so many threes and not, getting on me. I know it was tough for fans in the beginning. I had to deal with the booing and sometimes, people getting on me. But the coach and the team knew that was part of our game plan every night.
See, booing, it's part of the game. By the way, would you guys be against if they ever added a 4-point shot to the game? Would that?
You know that's
Yeah, because the records, we can't do that. Don't do that.
yeah,
Don't
you're
do
right.
that, Lou. Don't do that, Lou.
Lou's
The
thinking
records,
about
don't
it.
do
But
that.
you know what? I didn't really think about the records.
What if you did a cutoff with the records and you're like, all right, these are the new records?
Yeah, my give and take is it'll probably mess up the game because everybody isn't Steph Curry, but it's definitely going to be a lot of imitations. but,
God, that's
but I like the idea of a 4-pointer.
So you've had obviously one of the more famous on-court celebrations with the shimmy. I know
Yes.
I know I did growing up. How did that come about? Do you remember your first time doing it? Tell us about the shimmy.
Man, come from college. So in college, we always used to dance and just having fun off the court and stuff like that. So in the game, one game in college, I did it, and coach didn't say nothing. You guys, maybe you do or you don't know. Coach Pitino's a really strict, disciplined coach. So and we pressed a lot. So when we played, we were a really pressing team. So he was like, "Look, as long as it don't stop you from getting in the press, you can do it all you want." So I just kind of saved it for like 3-point plays or like special moments during the game when I used to do it. But it kind of carried over. There's only one coach that told me I couldn't dance, and that's when I went to Dallas. Don Nelson told me he didn't want to see me dancing. And that was the only coach that actually had a problem with it. But it just became like natural. It was something that just came out natural when I started playing, and the fans started to like it in Boston, and started to do it. And then I think Tommy Heinsohn, the one that made it called it the shimmy, because I didn't give it a name.
Wait, did you ever do it in Dallas?
I did it one time. He stopped me.
That's how he found out.
Yeah, Don Nelson. I mean, he's like, "Yo, I don't want you dancing."
Yeah.
I mean, I got to do what Don say. It's Hall of Famer. You got to do what he
Right.
say.
Fair. He hated dancing.
Is it
He
true
don't want me
that
doing it.
is it true that Shaq yelled at you in Game 6 of the Finals for doing the shimmy? What's the story on that?
Yeah, I got we was on a comeback, and I got an and one in the third quarter, and we was making our run, and I started shimmying on the floor. Man, he came and snatched me up and was like, he was like, "Nah, we ain't doing that yet." So yeah, Shaq was nervous like this. He must have been nervous.
We've seen some of the guys today doing it now. Steph will do it. Dylan Brooks comes to mind. You got a favorite? You got a favorite modern day shimmy?
That I like. I just don't like the fact that I don't get enough credit for it. I don't mind him doing it. I like Steph's though. Steph's is really good.
Yeah.
I like Steph's shimmy. But I just don't like the fact that I don't get the credit for it, that I started that I made it cool to be able to dance on the court.
Yeah, true.
You might not get it from the media, but the players know.
Yeah.
The players
About to
know
get it
for
now,
sure.
though.
Yes, it's important. By the way, you did the shimmy against Michael Jordan. How did that go?
Yes.
How's that work out?
It don't work out well. Listen, look, the first 3 years when I got in the league, I came in the league in '96. Obviously, I went against those great teams that won championships. I was 1-11. I won one game. And that was the first game that I played against them and in my second year, we won the first game, and told me I'd never win again. And we never won again.
Sheesh.
God, it's
But
scary.
I got my revenge, though. Two things came to first thing first, when he came back in '01, I was kind of the main guy. Lou and y'all kind of knew. So I was the guy in Chicago that kind of ran the runs, the pickup ball. So he had to call me to get all the guys to come work out with him. So that felt good about that. He had to go through me,
Go.
to get that going. And then obviously I became very close with him and became a really good friend in that time when he came back with the Washington Wizards from 2001 to 2003. And just got an opportunity to be around him. But I never changed my demeanor and the way I handled myself. But I also dominated him, too, in those 2 years, too. We beat the Wizards. We dominated them. We got back. We got
that
them
link back.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Antoine, like you said, you did pickups with MJ. You guys trained a lot together over the summers. So what was that like? What were those pickup games like? And also guys coming through. I know LeBron came through at one point. What were those runs like, especially with LeBron in there?
Well, it's two parts to it. One, Michael wanted, obviously, when he came back, he wanted to play against the best competition. I think at that time, if you think about Chicago history, we probably had 20, 25 pros just in the city alone. So the runs were really good. Then you add the Bulls players, and then obviously guys flew in to work out. So those runs were legendary. Michael wanted a real tough competition and really wanted to, put himself through a test on his way coming back. The funny story, LeBron came. He did come, and LeBron didn't get a chance to play. He played at the end. You guys don't know. He didn't get a chance to play. He was in high school.
He was young then, right? Yeah.
He was young. Yeah, he was in high school. And I'm going to be honest, Tim Grover was one of those guys, if you was a paying client, the paying clients were going to play first, no matter what. They were going to get their workout in. So LeBron got to play at the end. So we didn't really get a chance to see LeBron really go at it because he played like the last 2 games. But he did come up there for a week and worked out did individual instruction and those things. But he didn't get a chance to get in the runs back then.
Sounds funny that LeBron didn't get
weird.
to play.
Yeah.
Did he ever? Did he face off against MJ? Like, did they? Because there's pictures of them on the court together.
No, that working out. I said, yeah, individual instruction and that thing. But I'm talking about the actual runs, playing pickup ball and getting intense into it. LeBron had to wait. You know, Mike gonna play 4 or 5 games. Y'all know that the veterans gonna play 4 or 5 games, and they putting that ice pack on after that.
That's funny.
God, that's weird.
You also you played on that Miami Heat 05-06 championship team. Shaq, D Wade. What was that like playing with those 2 future Hall of Famers?
It was special, man. Not just those 2. I would be remiss to leave out Gary Payton and Alonzo Mourning. Those 2 guys as well, being able to play with those Hall of Fame guys, and then playing for Pat Riley. But it was fun. I mean, the way we put the team together, it wasn't perfect. You got to remember Stan Van Gundy was the coach for the first 20 games before Pat ended up coming down coaching. And it was a roller coaster ride because Shaq ended up missing the first 20 games. He got hurt the first game of the season, so we had to figure it out. So it wasn't the prettiest season, but the goal was only to win the championship. That's all we cared about. We knew if we got it together, gelled at the right time, we got in the playoffs, nobody could beat us. And obviously Dwayne Wade had one of the most amazing finals that we've ever seen that year. He was simply amazing.
Championship was accomplished. You guys pulled it off. You gotta let me in. How crazy did y'all go in South Beach after winning that championship?
Well, we won it in Dallas, so we stayed in Dallas. This is crazy. We stayed in Dallas till about 3, 4 in the morning. And we asked Coach, can we go back? So we ended up charting the flight early, like 8, because we wanted to get back to Miami. But Lou, we went to the strip club. We did Dallas Gentlemen. We went to the strip club. We went there and had a ball. And it was something. It was special. Miami is special. You know that. So the details of it, I don't want to get into that, but we spent a lot of money that night. We spent a lot of money. We had a ball. It was for me personally. I always tell the story. I partied for 30 days, 30 nights.
30 for 30.
What?
As you should.
How?
I mean, it's the summer anyway.
Right.
You got time.
Season's
But 30
over.
days, 30 nights, that's a lot.
There's no shoot around tomorrow.
No, I went 30. I took one of my boys, and we tried to hit all the popping cities. I was going to the ESPYs. I'm going to tell you, I tapped out at probably like day 23. I supposed to met the team for the ESPY Awards, and I think I got alcohol poisoning. I think I was done. I didn't make it to the awards.
You know what? Having gone, you didn't miss anything. You're fine. You're good.
But I didn't make it. You could go back and look at the foot. I didn't make it. The whole team made it. I couldn't make it. It was a time. I tried to go 30 days, but I got like the 22, 23. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. That's
Really good.
That's legendary.
That's a heater. That's a real heater.
4 for me is a lot.
2 in a row is a lot. What I'm talking about.
Yeah, the
No,
back.
don't do that. Don't do that now. Don't try to make it seem like I'm a junkie
no.
or something.
No,
Don't
it's
do that now.
legendary.
Y'all guys had to run a week, 7 days.
Oh,
a week.
what's
But
your
you're a
run?
champ, though. We just
I'm
partied.
currently on one right
had something
now.
to party
There's
about.
no hate coming from me.
We had something to party about. We just
No.
going
You're just
outside.
doing it.
Yeah, just hanging out.
No reason.
Antoine,
No, I understand.
after that 06 NBA Finals, I think D-Wade was considered by some to be the best player in the league. What do you think made him so great and be able to emerge as one of the best players in the league, if not the best player in the league in 06?
D-Wade work ethic was incredible. I think a lot of people don't know this if you was behind the scenes, but the way Eric Spoelstra and him worked every day, he played a huge part in Dwayne's development of his individual skills. I mean, the way those guys used to work every day and work on different moves and kind of perfecting this game. But D-Wade was special because he wasn't your typical 2-guard. I mean, he attacked the basket like no other. He wasn't the guy that was going to bail you out and shoot 4 or 5 threes a game. He was going to consistently be in attack mode. He was one of the best off-the-ball defenders of getting the passing lane, to get down in the break and great in transition. So, especially watching him at that time, just young Wade, it was something special. He was super athletic, could get to any spot on the court, and also his competitive. I mean, obviously I'm being a little biased. I'm from Chicago, but he has that competitive drive. like no other to be great. So that's what I think separated D Wade, because D Wade is only like 6'2", 6'3" on a good day.
It's crazy.
Like he ain't like 6'5", 6'6" walking around, but he finished it. The way he finished around the basket, you would thought he was that big.
Recently, KG sat down with Paul Pierce and said that Jordan Poole literally doesn't belong in the NBA. Harsh facts. Do you agree with it? Do you think it's a little too much? What's your take on it?
Yeah, that's a little bit too much. Taking out here, he definitely deserves to be in the NBA. This guy, his production speaks for itself. Obviously, it's off the court. I don't know him personally. Obviously, it seems like he gets into different situations with different guys, streaming from the Draymond Green situation. So maybe that's what it is. But basketball and ability-wise and the way the game is set up now, yeah, he definitely could be in the league. He definitely should be in the league. Great three-point shooter, can go get his own shot. It's tough to say that, but I don't know what he's like off the court. So that's the problem. I never got the chance to meet him. So, those guys may know some secrets that I don't know.
Man, to not deserve it. All right, Antoine, we appreciate the time. This has been awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. We got
Thanks for having me,
scoops.
guys. I love the show. You guys doing great.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate
Come
it,
on
bro.
anytime. We got more
right.
after this.
Go Icons.
All right.